the other is the higher mind aspect. So this perception is what causes our inability to see the divine as the changeless effulgence that is always present. Asavyo vasarpati nilagrivo vilohitaha utainam gopa agrishan nudaharyaha utainam vishwa bhutani sadrushto mudayatinaha. It's what beautiful. This is the mantra. It has 3 lines in it. It's not 2 lines. If you look at your text, mantra number 8 has 3 lines in it. And all the other mantras in this first Anvakam have 2 lines in it. Those are called ruks. Mantras with 2 lines and more are called ruks. Mantras with single lines are called yajus. So therefore, Nilagriva Vilohitaha. Also this divine light is spread across. Nilagriva means black, is blue-throated. Vilohita means red complexion. Those are the meanings of the words. So the world exists. Divine light is perceived only in 2 colors, in a spectrum of 2 colors. What are those spectrum of 2 colors in which the whole world is perceived? Violet to red. What is in between? I teach you all now. Physics also. Vibjar. Yes, Vibjar. Vibjar. What is the violet? Indigo. Blue. Green. Yellow. Orange. Red. Now next I have to teach ABCD. So that is what this mantra is saying. The entire world is perceived between Nilagriva Vilohita. Nilagriva is violet, Vilohita is red. Asavyo avasarpati Nilagrivo Vilohitaha. This Asav means the sun that is transcending in the sky is enabling me to see the entire world within the complexion or wavelengths of violet all the way to red. Other than that, you cannot perceive. There are only certain beings that can perceive on this side of the spectrum and on the infrared side of the spectrum. But if you actually combine all this Vibjar, you do this exercise in the school, no? You create all these colors on a wheel and you spin. What do you see? White. All these colors are actually caused by my perception, but actually, truly speaking, when all integrated, it is one light that is creating all this perception. Going through this prism, and this prism, this light hits, it causes refraction, diffraction, and reflection. And when the refracted light comes out on the other side of the prism, it will create a kaleidoscopic vision of the whole world. Therefore, you have one vision, and that one vision is causing the diversity. Focus on the one vision, then you won't see diversity. But if you see diversity, you will enjoy and you will realize that that diversity is coming from this one ray of light. Asavyo vasarpati nilagrivo vilohitaha utainam gopa adrushan udaharyaha utainam vishwa bhutani sadrushto mrudayatina. What it is saying? In world, I will see people that are indulged in senses and they are completely indulged in pleasures and senses. I will also see people that are able to see equanimously the realized ones and the unrealized ones. And all this diversity that I am seeing is coming from one ray of light. Let me focus on that one ray and see the unity in diversity. That is what this mantra is. Are you blissed out? Are you blissed out? Now you understand what Rudram is? How transformational it is. You don't have to learn any other mantras. Gayatri and Rudram are enough. That's why Bhagavan focused only those two as the primary thing for transformation. Asavyo, look at let's chant. Asavyo vasarpati nilagrivo vilohitaha utainam From here onwards, from the 9th mantra, Namo astu nilaggrivaya sahasrakshaya vidushe atho ye asya sattvano ahantebhyo karannamaha. You have to listen. When I am talking, you listen. You don't chant with me. When I ask you to chant, you chant. Otherwise, when you talk, you don't have the ability to listen. We are going even more deeper concept of purity. How you are transcending from gross to subtle, all of that stuff. Even more deeper than your perception is this thing called desire. Desire. This mantra is talking about desire. Salutations be to that one manifesting as so many desires. Sahasraksha. Shate Shudhe. Namo astu nilaggrivaya sahasrakshaya Shate Shudhe. What this mantra is saying is, all those desires are manifested and they are brought into action by the senses who are my slaves. If a desire exists, not that the desire is bad. When the desire gets associated with the sense, then the sense, the desire will make the sense your slave. You become a slave for the desire and to the sense. What are the senses? What are the senses? Don't say 6%, that is humbug created by Western philosophy. There are only 5 senses. Westerners did not know. And therefore, what they don't know, they call it 6th sense. What these 5 senses? What are the 5 senses? Sight, as well, taste, hear, and feeling, touching. Yes, these are the 5 senses. Imagine what the desire does to you. It will pull one or combination of these things immediately away from the presence of God. Immediately. I was talking about this when I was invoking Ganapati the other day. Umshlanga, what is the correct? Somebody said umlang. I said, okay, whatever you say. After a while, it doesn't matter. Okay, amshlang. Okay. So, we were talking about Ganapati and the senses. So, that is the principle of Ganapati. Gana means sense, Pati means Lord, Ganapati means the Lord of the senses. And that is not a person, that is an energy within us that masters these senses. What do these senses do? Immediately, they will distract you from your presence to God. Including Bhagavan will be sitting right in front of you. A, you cannot see. Because you don't see, you don't believe. But if you are able to see, then you are beyond this sense of the seeing. You are seeing that which is invisible to the eye. And even when that Bhagavan in physical form is present in front of you, he can be right in front of you and your sense can distract you completely away from him. Completely away from you. You have no control. Become a slave to the sense. So this desire is the fundamental one. How many desires? Sahasraksha. Zillions of desires coming in. Shate Shudhe. Ishu means quiver. Ishuddha. Ishuddhi means quiver. Quiver means quiver. You know what a quiver is? Quiver is the one in which you store the arrows. So Ishuddhi means where you store your arrows. And these arrows are stored in this hundreds of these quivers. And you understand the word quiver? From the word quiver came query. From query came question. This is etymology. It's called origin, root of the words. And so what happens? When these all these are stored inside like the arrows in the quiver and they get pulled out and you get distracted by them And in this mantra you are saying, may all those instincts, impulses, ideas, everything that are stored, that are distracting my senses, may I surrender them to you and focus in salutation, in total presence to you. Now we are going deeper and deeper. How we started? You started with the body, you started with your thought, you started with your action, you started with your words, you went into your fear, then into the perceptions. Now you are going into your desires that pull the senses. Namo astu nila grivaya sahasrakshaya shite shubhe. Namo astu nila grivaya sahasrakshaya nirushe. Adoye asya satvano antebhyo karan namaha. Okay, now even though you are chanting karan namaha, it is not karan namaha, there is an apostrophe. There is an apostrophe there, right? Tebhyo, there is an apostrophe, and karan namaha. There is tebhyo akaran namaha. Means what you are saying is, may those desires let them not engage my senses, and let me not become a slave to my senses. Instead, my senses are my slave. You understand the difference between the two? Yes, Swami said, master the mind and become the master mind. That is the essence of this mantra. Master the mind and become the master mind. Now, next, Pramuncha, Dhanmanaha, Ubhayo Ratnihi, Yorjam, Yaschade Hasta Ishava Parata, Bhagavo Vaha. Pramuncha. Yes, what question? Why there is a, okay, it's an important question. She's asking why you have to hide the A behind the apostrophe. Because the A is not pronounced explicitly. Okay, now I have to go into the details of how a mantra is constructed. A mantra is constructed in space, time, and objectivity. So every mantra is chanted in a particular timing, right? So because it's a vibration that is produced in time, in space, it's a vibration. What is a vibration? You understand what is a vibration? A vibration is something that you perceive traveling in space in particular time. When I'm talking to you right now, the vibration that is produced is traveling in space, and a particular time will touch your ears and you make sense out of it. That's a vibration, right? Mantra is exactly that. Therefore, certain letters are not pronounced because you will lose the timing of it. So the timing is what is creating that apostrophe. It's called avagraha. The name of that is called avagraha. And in Sanskritam and in other scripts, it is written as a squiggle in between. In English, it is put as an apostrophe because they don't have, unfortunately. They only have 26 letters. Oh, no, you are not chanting it wrong. Okay, here is the good. It's an important, you are not chanting it wrong. You are chanting it wrong if you don't know what it meant. Therefore, they say ignorance is bliss. But when the teacher teaches you, now he says, okay, it is not Karan Namaha, it is Akaran Namaha, it is not Papakasini, it is Apapakasini. Like that, then you understand, oh, it's actually that. So when I chant what I even though I don't say the A, but you can implicitly hear the A. Okay? Namo astu nila grivaya sahasrakshaya nirushe adhoye asya sattvano hante yokaran namaha. See, now I am chanting, you can hear the A, but not explicitly.
Can you just chant in circle? Because I want to hear exactly, so
yeah.
just
Okay, so that's a good point. She is getting mesmerized by all of it. Yeah.
Short.
Yeah, sattva, aham tebhyo karan namaha. That is aham inside. Yes. No, that is too much detail. Only trainers have to figure that out. Okay, now you see. Atho e asya sattvano han. That is naha aham. Become no aham. So it's because in Sanskritam you do sandhi. It's called words are conjunctured. They're conjunctions, right? That happens only in Sanskritam and in Indian languages. English and all, you actually disintegrate the words. But we integrate the words because the languages of India are integrating words. They are not disintegrating. It's an aha plus an ah becomes o. That is something. Now, I don't want to get into that much of detail of linguistics because we will lose interest. What is our focus? Our focus is the transformational part of the mantra. The logistics of how you chant, how you pronounce, etc. Those the trainers are getting trained, and you all have to do that together. Okay, and that's not my focus in this. So, also, Namo Astu Nilagri. What she wanted me only me to chant. Others, please listen. So you will also see that Namo, and there is a red line. That means there is a slight pause after that Namo. Namo Astu Nilagrivaaya Sahasrakshaya Midhushe Atho e asya sattvano hante bhyokaran namaha. So now you can hear that in the sattvano there also sat see asya sattvano hante bhyo. In that listen. I'm still chanting. She wants only me to chant. When she says all of you can chant, we will chant. Because she wants to hear clearly how that is pronounced. Because when you are chanting, you are not listening. Yes. Okay. So the red lines in the script indicate slight pause. And you don't chant those together. That is the next level of detail. Okay? Now, Pramuncha, Dhanmanasvam Ubhayo Ratniyocha, Yachate Hasta, Vishava Parata Bhagavo Vapa. What happens with a bow? And what is the bow? It is composed of. The bow is composed primarily of a stick and a string. Okay? And when you go into launching an arrow, before you launch an arrow, you take both ends of this bow and you string it and create the appropriate tension for the arrow to be launched. That is what this is saying. This mantra is saying, let me untie the string attached to both ends of this bow, and let me put this bow aside and not do anything with it. That is the meaning of it. Literal meaning. Now you are asking, what is this to do with God and all this business? Bow stringing and all of this stuff. Why did I am an arrow guy or what? I'm not an archer. Why should I care about all of this stuff? The Westerners that studied the Veda mantras did not understand what the inner meaning of them. Therefore, they wrote in books and everything saying that these people worship goats, they worship monkeys, they worship. It's all the big five that are worshipped, and crazy people that are worshipping all these animals. Their temples are full of zoo. It's like a zoo. A monkey, a peacock, and literally a zoo. A monkey, a peacock, a mouse, a lion, a bull. Huh? Cow, yeah, cow, what else? Elephant, yeah. It's a zoo, no? Why do you go to the zoo? Are you going on a safari when you go to temple? We did not understand. They did not understand what these animals truly represent in awareness around us. Just when you connect to a lion, as I was mentioning, you connect to that fearlessness. That's what you are connecting to. Not a lion as an animal, but the awareness of the lion also present within you. And when you invoke those things, you are manifesting the divinity as those attributes. Now, what is this business about untying both ends of a bow so that Parata Bhagavo Vapa? Now, I want to put aside that bow. There is a bow within us. I already gave you Da Vinci Code of what a bow is. What's the bow in Da Vinci Code? Huh? Mind, yes, mind. Yes, thank you, brother. You are present, yes. So the mind is the bow. And what is the string to this mind? What engages your mind? There you go. Why? How is this mind stringed? It is stringed by the thought. What was the previous mantra? Desire. What is this mantra now? Talking about the mind getting engaged with the thought. And when the mind gets engaged with the thought, then the arrow, which is the thought, also is launched. Actually, here it is the instinct that gets engaged. It's more deeper than what I'm telling you. Because I don't want to scare you not to come back tomorrow. 80% of these people will be there. Oh my God, this is way too much. Beyond our pay scale. So, what happens is, Bhagavan says very beautifully, instincts, impel, impulses, ideate, ideas, act, actions, habituate, habits, characterize. Instinct, that is the string. And then the thought is the arrow. What is the arrow? Not the string. I didn't want to show. So, what we are saying is, what are these instincts within us? You understand how deeper we are going? How we are going from fear to perceptions to judgments and then desires and then going into instinct. What is an instinct? An instinct is an inborn natural response with which you are pre-programmed with. There is any psychologist, please come and see me later. Yes? And how these instincts are stored. These instincts are impressions that are present within you. They are impressions. And these impressions keep rising without you even knowing it sometimes. And this is even deeper than fear. Fear can be at gross level, subtle level, and even deeper level. So, for example, in the book called Jnana Yoga, Swami Vivekananda talks about this instinct very beautifully. He writes in that book, when a chick just comes out of the egg and the chick's eyes are covered with mucus, it's not even able to see properly. But the moment it perceives there is an eagle in the sky, it will run and hide behind the wings of its mother. And he is asking the question, how is the fear for the eagle programmed in the chick that just came out of the egg and did not even open the eyes? So the fear of an eagle in a chick is a pre-programmed instinct. So we are praying to God in this mantra that may those instincts do not engage my mind and I get away from your presence. Ramancha dhanvanastvam bhayo ratni yojja yaschate hasta ishava parata bhagavo vapa. And the next mantra follows. Avatatya dhanustvam sahasraksha shate shudhe nishirya selyanam mukha simona sumana bhava. Even deeper than that, Vidyan Dhanu Kapardino, Visalyo, Vanava Gumuta, Aneshanna Skeshava Abudasya Nishangati. Oh my God. I don't know if I should get into that level of depth of spiritual presence here, but for sake of completion, I will say it to you. What it is talking about is now the instinct, as I already mentioned, instincts impel, they cause impulses, and the impulses become ideas, and those ideas become actions, those actions become our habits, and those habits become our character. So, if you are able to actually not work or not pay attention to that animal instinct within you, you will stay away from that animal behavior. Oh. So, deeper than as I said, stay tuned. You have to listen very attentively to what I am saying. This is truly transformational. 99% of us do not even know that we are thinking. Forget about even actions. Most of us act and realize that you acted badly. Most of us have a bad thought and afterwards it's an afterthought. That's what it's called, afterthought. And can you actually catch an instinct before it comes to you? Deep. Can you actually forget about even an instinct? Can you catch a thought before it comes to you?